And over in Woodstock, the Athletics are hosting the Guelph Regals, and that series also tied at 1-1. Now, Barry Norman.
Thank you, Ken. Here at ice level in the Gold Arena Gardens, our guest, John Beachy, a member of the B line that hockey fans throughout Central Ontario have come accustomed to. John, any particular way that this B line got organized?
Well, Peter Brennan and I, we played together in junior for 2 years, and that was one of the main reasons our line got together. And then Fern Belanger, he played here last year for part of the year, and then he was sent back. He was a little overweight, and they sent him down. But he lost quite a bit of weight this year, and he's a real good hockey player, and glad to see him coming around. And he really helps us a lot with his skating out there and digging.
John, have you played together as a unit for the entire schedule, the 40 games?
Yes, we have. We've played almost every game together. Pete and I played the full schedule, but Fern missed a couple due to a cold and other commitments, but we played together for the whole year.
John, you mentioned that you've played together with Brennan in Kitchener. I think most hockey fans would like to know why a young fellow like yourself, you were at Kitchener last year. What are you doing playing Senior A hockey? You explained it to me a minute ago, but maybe you could do that for the fans.
Well, I could have possibly turned pro or went down to one of the amateur leagues down in the States, but I have a pretty good job up here with G&A Masonry in Kitchener, and I wanted to stick at that, and I just got married last August, and that was another reason I stayed home.
Were you Ranger property during the time you played Junior A in Kitchener?
Yes, I started in Junior B with Kitchener, and then they moved to Kitchener. The Guelph team moved to Kitchener the next year, and I played 3 years of Junior A with them.
Tell me this, John, you're still Ranger property?
Yes, I am.
Is there a chance that they could call on you now with the expansion coming up next fall?
Yes, there's a very good chance, and it's a decision I'll have to make when the time comes around. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet.
Do you have any problem with the brass of the New York Rangers when you told them you prefer to play Senior A hockey?
Well, not actually, not this year. With the draft coming up is going to be set up, I don't think they were too worried whether I played pro or went where they wanted me to. Just as long as I remained amateur, I was still protected by them, so they weren't too worried.
Do you think, John, we'll see more of this, that they just as soon perhaps have you in Senior A out of the grasp of other pro clubs? Do you think we'll see more of this with expansion?
Well, no, I don't. Not the way the junior is going to be set up now. The junior still is up in the air the way it's going to be run, but I don't think you'll see as much of that now. You'll find you'll have a lot of junior players lasting longer in junior, whereas they won't quit at juvenile or something. They'll go on and play maybe a couple more years of junior hockey. But senior, I think, will definitely still be around. It probably will have a few more younger players, I think, because of the greater number of players playing, and they'll want to play after they turn over age in junior. They'll still want to play probably, and they'll end up in senior.
John, let's leave the past for a moment and perhaps talk about this current series that your club's having with the Orillia Pepsis. Of course, you've had 2 wins. That game on Saturday night, how would a game end up like that when it started out? Here we are just at the end of the first period, and it was 1-0 for you Saturday night. It's 0-0 now. How does a game turn into a rout like that?
Well, I don't know. We just had our skating legs on Saturday night, I should say, and the puck was bouncing our way. And I have to give a lot of credit to that goaltender that Orillia had in. He played a tremendous game considering the protection that he got. I don't know whether the Orillia team was a little tired or what, but he didn't get too much protection, and he played a terrific game considering.
John, you've had just today some dispute about your club in consideration of the playoffs. You feel that, at least your club does, that you or the winner of this series should not play the winner of the Kingston-Toronto series. Is that right?
That's right. We we thought that it was going to be the winner, it was going to be the same as it was right now. Like for the full 8 teams, it was going 1st and 6th. Then we figured it would go 1st and 3rd and 2nd and 4th as it was, but somehow it got mixed up. And actually, if they're going to keep with one system, they might as well go all the way through with it instead of changing in midstream. It's not right, I don't think.
So you, in other words, would prefer to have the short trip be either Guelph or Woodstock rather than the long trip first?
Well, I don't know. It would be nicer, but I don't think we really care. It doesn't really matter. We'll take Kingston if we have to. We'll have to meet them sooner or later, I think, so we might as well take them early.
Something hockey fans at Orillia and Central Ontario become accustomed to is the fact that when players play senior hockey, the big story of remuneration or financial satisfaction enters into it. But I understand you have a system here in Galt.
Yes, we're on a share the wealth basis down here.
Service center is
We get a share every 2 weeks, and our fans have been coming out of it pretty good this year.
and the longer you go, the better off you'll be, right?
Right, that's the same team in the league. I think they count on the playoffs. There's not that much around, but if you can get going in the year, you might make a few dollars.
Well, John, you're still the property of the New York Rangers. Next year you might be here in Galt, or you could be in the NHL.
Well, I don't know about the NHL, but I might be somewhere else. But I'd like to come back to Galt. It's been pretty good to me, and I still like to play here.
Thank you very much, John.
Oh, thank you very much.
Our guest, John Beachy, a member of the Galt Hornet Hockey Club, and just a recent graduate, as a matter of fact, a graduate of last year's Kitchener Rangers in the OHA Junior A League, who, of course, this year have wrapped up the OHA Junior A Championship. And, John, just before we let you go, you're the type of hockey player that fans like to see coming into Senior A. Young, just out of junior. And as you mentioned, maybe next year we'll see a whole lot more juniors in Senior A hockey. Well, Ken, that's it from rinkside at the Galt Arena Gardens. Now back upstairs to you.
Right, Barry, at the end of the first period.